Welcome everybody to this beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning. Hope you're doing well. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Feeling good the second I just show up. You all make me happy. Today's class, I teach class from 9 a.m. to 12:30. So if you want to jump on into class, we still have access to class. We got a QR code cooking. You can hit that and jump on in. Class is already extremely inexpensive. And we gave you the discount on the Discord. The Discord's amazing. Jump on in to the most affordable premium Discord in the game. All right, you can go to cryptolifer.com right now. Right now. Go to cryptolifer.com to take advantage of the best deals of the year. People love my strategies, tips, and tricks. They see that I'm here every single day. Why pay $9.99 when you can pay $7.77? When it passes, you're going to look back and be like, dang, and then you're going to join the group in a few months. Like, why didn't I just pay for the year and get it over with? So most people do get it done, do the right thing so you don't have to overpay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Bitcoin. You can see a bit of a diamond. Let's kind of delete everything and start fresh together like we do every single day. Bring this music down. With Bitcoin, bit of a diamond. Right off the bat, right? Kind of diamondy. Diamonds tend to break up. They tend to break down from where they began. Kind of a shoulder, shoulder, head, kind of shoulder, shoulder, right? We were talking about this yesterday. I said, look for this to kind of just make a Bart Simpson possibly and go further to the downside. Come right back down to liquidity here. What at 86, 87,000. So the more open-minded we are, the more we can take advantage of the move. If we tell ourselves we know exactly what's going to happen, then usually we don't know what's going to happen. We trade our minds and not the charts. So I always talk about being open-minded every single day. I talk about just saying, hey, and it seems easy, but it's not. It's actually a skill. Because when I started, it was impossible. I always thought I knew where the price was going and it had to be a certain way. And I would talk myself out of it, and a month later, I'd be doing the same thing. And then price would go against me, and I'd be all up in my head. Oh, I can't believe it. I realized I was never right or wrong. I was just trading a probability. But, the beginner in me thought I was right all the time, thought I was wrong all the time. You know what I mean? And that's just the beginner's mentality. So if you're fighting that, it's okay. That's how it starts. If you keep going, there's going to be higher levels and evolutions to this. But if you stop, okay, you're going to stop wherever you stop. That's the thing about people that keep going. They tend to find out what's on the other side. People that stop, they never know, right? So winners are people that just found out what's on the other side. They push themselves till something inside pushed them to change. You know what I mean? Yeah. A loser, someone who doesn't make it, is someone who just gave up at one point, just decided, they weren't going to keep pushing. A winner and a loser, they're basically the same person. A winner just kept, just lost more than the loser did. They just kept losing until they finally won. It's so interesting when you think about it, how simple things are. I've also seen this idea that you're inside a flag that faked a breakout and now it's just ready to break out yet again. They just faked it. And this thing could start to launch right back to 96,400 Bitcoin. So some mixed signals here, but let's take a look, see if anything changed since last night. And shout out to anyone that got my update in the trading group. God bless you. You guys get an update every single morning and every single night, no matter what, even in the holidays, even last night, tired, hanging out with the kids. I said, I got to do my update before I go to sleep. Sometimes I fall asleep, wake up and do the update at 1 in, but I get it done no matter what. I'll tell you that. And I like that too, because then those people in the UK, they get this cool update at 6, 7 in the morning, right? Which is interesting, which is kind of what they get here in New York and Boston and, Florida and all that fun stuff. So Bitcoin, levels to watch here on we'll start on the monthly. Like I said over and over again, as long as we kind of stay above this level, 82.5, we have a chance. If you break 82.5, then you had to start considering 71,005. So 71,005 isn't on the table till we break these tweezer bottom. And then we're coming for this resistance here at 93,400. If we can close a monthly candle above that, that will change the game. Then you could possibly even say we're still inside. You could almost kind of say we're still inside. No, that'd be a bit of a stretch. You'd have to get, in my humble opinion, above. No. Yeah, you'd have to get back above 115. But still, still slightly bullish still. And I get these glimpses of the hidden bullish divergence. And I mean, you can't say that's not hidden bullish now. The only thing about hidden bullish is it could be right all the way down to here, right? But so, I mean, I still like what I'm seeing. And then I pull the Fibonacci and it wicked all the way to the 886. Just like, I don't know, man, you know, for an asset, even in a pump or dump, like it usually gets some type of green action after that. So we'll see. Also, like we showed you, Bitcoin goes 3 months in a pump, 3 months in a pump, 3 months in a pump, 2 months in a pump, 1 month, 1 month, 2 months in a pump. So like 2 to 3 months in Bitcoin pumps, it's very rare that it doesn't have a green month after 1 to 2. It's never had 4 red months, I don't think, as you can see in its life. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was the worst. It had 6 months of down. One was kind of bullish. You see what I'm saying? But not really. And the other two were pretty much flat. That one kind of had a pump back to the upside. That one, no. So just, you know, anyway, just zooming out on the monthly, talking about what I'm seeing. And I've seen that break out back to the upside so many times on the weekly, on the daily. I've never seen it on the monthly. This will be the first time I've seen hidden bullish the way I'm seeing it on the monthly time frame. And you have to kind of go into a bear market to get the RSI really a little lower than we are. Like 51, you know, usually, you know, you see? And the thing is, bull markets end, you know, when the monthly gets into the shaded region, right? And like we didn't even hit the shaded region yet, right? And like this is when you'd have the high and then the low. And price action would go, or no, yeah. This would go up and then come down. You'd get this and you'd get, hold on. Yeah, you get the explosion up, but this would be like that, right? And you'd get this explosion down. I should clean that up, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. We'll delete all this. But yeah, you'll see it like this. Like this will pump up with that, but then this will have a lower hill. And then this will be all shaded. And that should be the, you know what I mean? So it is interesting too. Even the indicator didn't get where it's supposed to get. Look, see at the weekly. Yeah, the weekly didn't see the weekly supposed to get into that shaded region. I guess you could say it got there, which is weird, but that was before, you know. And we've been extended ever since. And bearish div, I guess. Interesting. Weird. Never thought about it like that, but that's don't look at that. That's not, no. That's sketchy business for sure. Oh, wow. You can, I never see, now I see you can get it out of the different indicators. See, that's the first time I saw that. Interesting. So anyway, always good to look at the monthly, zoom on in, see what's bullish and bearish for the monthly. And, you know, there's some bullish signs, right? I will roll over when we go below 82.5. That's when you're just like, okay, you know, we're cooked. All right, back to in the 2-week chart. My go-to there has a beautiful tweezer bottom. One could get into a long here with a stop below this wick. And just, you know, I'm telling you, this is a strategy of mine now, because think about it. It only does this once, 2, 3. Like, you don't get a 2-week tweezer bottom. It's very rare. So, you know, in my mind, it's like, if I wanted every one I found, I wanted this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I would have won most of them. And remember, in my strategy in my life, I don't have to, you know, in my mind, I could conceptualize each portion of the trade. So like I could have a portfolio where I trade the tweezer bottom on the 2-week, and I keep track of how many times I do that. And that loss has everything to do with that. Like I do that 6 times, I've won 4. The next time I do it, I win. I can lose, because if it's the 7th out of 4 out of 7, I'm still okay. You see what I mean? You got to like, so it's not really in your mind. It's people like, oh, it's a loss. But no, to me, it's like I'm just working on the data set, and the next one's going to be the big one. You know what I mean? And then there's other trades while I'm scalping. I don't know. It just, to me, it's important to understand all the different risks that you're taking and why. That's all. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm just like, this is my life as a trader, a reality TV show of what's happening. Let me take a look at what's going on in the chat and connect with you beautiful people here on a Saturday. All right. If you want to jump on in and trade, we trade. We do have a pinned comment. If you want to jump on into the Black Friday sale, go to cryptolifer.com. It's so awesome. It's so simple. And hit the green. Get into the green, baby. December will give us a better idea if the bull run continues. Somebody said, hey, Sam, does the tweezer bottom work on the monthly? It works on anything. It works on any single time frame. It's just, far less reliable on like the 1 minute. You know what I mean? Because it's the 1 minute, but it still can work. Hey, Sam, does the tweezer bottom work on the monthly? So we'll see. Where to sign up for today's trading? Go underneath the video, or you could just email cryptolifers@gmail.com, right? Cryptolifers@gmail.com. All right. $90,594 for Bitcoins. Kind of struggling. Let's take a look at the 5-day. First, what I like about the 5-day is had its first tweezer bottom. We got to see what this 5-day candle, 2 days in 11 hours. We got Bookmap bugging out on the corner there. Hey. Connection restored. I hope so over there. So let's take a look now. We are at the 5. Yeah, lost my train of thought. No, so now we're back above the 200 moving average on the 3-day chart. And I said before, they may just dump it right back below. But many times this has been a catalyst holding above the 200 for a pump to the upside. To me, the risk reward is pretty awesome. If they get you, they get me. But if not, you get to ride a legendary pump. It's enticing. It is enticing. Maybe too many people will do that and they'll drag us down. Hey, Sammy, thank you for the time that you put into the stream. Very grateful. God bless. God bless you. Thank you for being here. I just want to help people inspire themselves to push themselves every day. If I show up every day, that means you can too. And there's no excuses, right? So what I don't like today, and what I talked about last night, is this is a tweezer top. So just as I like to go long on tweezer bottoms, shorting tweezer tops is the same idea, right? Or, so look, you would long this, it would be opposite. But so to me, this is also a bear flag, right? And it looks like, you could get the whole length of the hold all the way down. Seriously, 69,000. And again, everyone's like, dang, Sam was so bullish and now he's a bear? What happened? It's sad that I'm the most, to believe you me, like there's a bull in me that's like, don't show this to people. Don't do this, Sammy. But there's a possibility we do go to 76,000. And to me, this looks likely because it's part of my strategy, right? If I long tweezer bottoms, then I could short. But again, we have bigger time frames like the 2-week and the 5-day that suggest different. But right now, that's a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. So it's like, 1,000 for 5,000. If they go up and get me, so be it. Then I just keep going the other way. But if they rip it down, then I'm covered on a short. So to me, it's kind of like they're enticing me today to open up a short. This candle is supposed to dump. It's a tweezer top. Just like this candle, we're supposed to rip because that's a tweezer bottom. Ugly candle. So I don't love what I'm seeing here on the daily. I have to be honest to everybody. That's not amazing. And that really was our first, really resistance area because this is where wherever two candles close on a daily and up is something you do have to look at. And look, there's kind of a bounce here. There's some bouncing in that area. High volume node, there's a node there. You do kind of have a gap up, suggesting you should be able to get back to 110 on the bigger time frame. RSI is just crossing and in a good spot. Stochastics came up. They have pumped from here, but they are getting into the overbought region. Specifically, MACD says it has some legs. Today would be amazing if we close green and we kind of dig in and we turn this. If this turns into a tweezer bottom, because you have a tweezer bottom and then another one up here, the game, it would change the game. You see? Like you'd long the first tweezer bottom, you long the second tweezer bottom. In my case, remember, I did say 93,000 was the best place to take some profit. We went over this just 2 days ago in my mind, and I sold up I was in bigger trades here when we ripped, and I just was like, you know what, I'm out. I said, because my mind hit me, and I said, man, you did say, as I was in the trades, I was like, I want to hold for more. And then my mind was like, you did say on the live yesterday that this was a good place to take some profit. And my mind was like, yeah, you did. I was like, I think you should. I was like, I think you're right. I was like, okay, thanks, Sam. I listen to myself all the time. You know what I mean? No, seriously, like, because I say things on the live stream, right? We all move so fast that we do a lot. Our minds are quick. And then you come back to your trade and you're like, well, yeah, I know my plan. And then I listen to them. I'm like, well, that's what I said. You know what I mean? So there's a teacher in me that also teaches me, keeps me in line, does what it has to do. Remember, I teach class today, the last Saturday of every month we teach class. I can't wait to teach class. It's going to be from 9 to 12:30. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing class. I just know it. It's going to be one of the best classes we've ever had. Focused and positioned. And I love working hard, even on a holiday weekend. No reason to take days off. If you run your own company, if you grind, if you're a small business, no reason to take days off, right? You are everything you are to your company. There's no reason to take a day off, in my humble opinion. Yeah. So this bear flag looks a lot like this one, see? And you can see it started with a tweezer top, and this one's more forgiving because the tweezer top didn't end immediately. You see? Same thing here in the daily. Like, it started with a tweezer top as you came to the 21-day moving average. Similar scenario here. When you hit the 21, that's how a bear flag, that's a trend. So it would be awesome if we flip, and we're going to look at this. And how do you not get caught up doing this? Like, how do you not become one of the short, like Sam, how do I always seem to maneuver? Like, how did we call this bounce recently when everyone was about to go short and you just went long? We're going to go into the smaller time frames. My subconscious mind's somehow going to pick up something. Honestly, like, I don't know how. I'm being honest with you. I don't know how I do it, but I know my brain will figure it out. This is crazy, but it's true. But it's true. All right. So just come with me on, and that's what this channel is about. It's not really about having all the answers. It's about watching the human mind at work. It's such a special thing. And if we just I put my mind to the test as kind of the guinea pig, and we all watch it play, you know what I mean? And you do the same. We do it together, really. I think this stream to me is more of like it's like a subconscious experiment. In my humble opinion. Definitely something different here than any other channel I've ever been. It's something different. So look, we're looking for this to break out on the 4 hour. Like, you kind of need the 4 hour to change the game here. Head back to the top of this channel. You're looking for some type of support right there where these two candles came. Right there, you're looking for that support to hold. Other than that, if that support doesn't hold, how do you don't go to 88.4? I mean, it's just a fast fall. So we're kind of on the edge here for Bitcoin, and it looks like it could take an easy fall. It just takes one bad candle close here, right? 4 hour candle just closed, and it's still an indecision now. 2 hours and 36 minutes until the next 4 hour candle closes. So to me, you're just kind of in this like very weird, awkward falling wedge. And to me, it looks more like shoulder, shoulder, head, kind of shoulder, shoulder. Diamond on the smaller time frame, right? Remember, we talked about the 2 hour. We said the 2 hour gets above the 200 moving average, and we see what we saw here with the 1 hour. When the 1 hour got above, look, boom. And remember when we talked about the other day when I said, like, when the 4 day loses, when the daily, watch this. When the daily loses the 200, the next stop is the 2 day 200 moving average. When the 2 day loses the 200, the next stop is the 3 day 200 moving average. When you lose the 3 day, the next stop is the 4 day 200 moving average. And then to the 5 day, till you eventually lose the weekly, and you are basically in a nasty bear market. Okay? That's how this works. Bitcoin likely, when 21 curves, I mean, even if we get out of this, we're going to have to look at what's happening here and do the same thing on the daily. And we could be still making up. So, like, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. It's too much right now. So anyway, you see what I just talked about? Back to the idea, the daily. And let's do it clean again for you, because why not? Sign up here too. Go to my offer down on TradingView. Check it out. I have a link to TradingView in the description. And this is the time. You get TradingView now because it's like a no-brainer. I buy it every year around now, and it's the smartest thing to do. I get paid, use the TradingView money, put it right in there, and get TradingView immediately. Like, it's just like, why not? Like, what I remember when I first got my first paycheck and I decided I was going to be a trader, and I bought TradingView on the Black Friday sale. And that's when I knew I was serious. I think it was a big step in my life because I was starting to actually pay for things for the year. You know, I was a dabbler. Just like, you know, you get in, you're like, I don't want to pay. You're already losing money. Life isn't easy. The reason why you're not good with money is because, for me personally, is because I lived in fear. I didn't trust anything. I didn't trust myself fully. You know, I didn't submit to God yet, so I didn't believe that everything was good for me. I thought there could be all these bad things around every corner, you know, and I picked up on some of the things that I learned at home, and you know what I mean? And I didn't have the best mentality, period. Let's be honest. I have to be real honest. I don't even like admitting that. It feels horrible, right? But it's like, hey, when you were fat, like people have to say, hey, I was overweight. You know, it's not the best feeling to say to someone, but hey, I was overweight. I'm not overweight anymore. You know what I mean? It feels good to say it's over too. But anyway, point of the story is to kind of sum this up because I got to get back to TA here. But the point of the story is, you know, you get caught up in your own head. You tell yourself a lot of things that are negative and you can't get out of them. So, so the reason why I basically struggled is because I you know what I mean? I wasn't good with money because I wasn't good with myself. It makes perfect sense, you know, and everything had to kind of be aligned. Once I aligned my brain and my mind, I started working out, listening to Jim Rohn. Once my mind changed, my wallet followed. It's the same metaphors, like how do you get good at going to the gym, or people don't get good at going to the gym, but how do you like become someone that goes to the gym? It's like, well, you just start going. You know, you tell yourself you're going to start going one day. Your mind decides it's happening. Next thing you know, you start going to the gym. So here we kind of sit with BTC. Let's get back. So this is what I wanted to say. Back to what I was saying. So when the daily loses the 200 moving average, it goes to the 2-day 200 moving average. When the 2-day loses the 200, you go to the 3-day. Understand? And when you lose the 3-day, you go to the 4-day, and so on and so forth. And I just wanted to do that clean. That was the whole point of this. So it's the same idea here on the other side. All right. The first thing that will happen after a massive dump is like the 5-minute will be down here. You'll regain the 200 moving average. You see? And you'll go on a pretty nice pump. Now, the 5 and the 1 minute will regain and come back and regain and come back. And you can keep trading. Once the uptrend starts, you can trust the crosses on the 200. You know, when there's a downtrend, the crosses are nil. They're like kind of, see, like, you know, you got to be careful. But once the uptrend begins, see how this becomes this is a downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs. All of a sudden, you have a higher high. You break this high. You see this? You have a low. You have a higher low, you have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher high. You know what I mean? You're still in the bit of an uptrend here for Bitcoin. And you're kind of, you know, attempting to dig your way out of here. But the point is, you get above the 200 on the 5 back here at the beginning. And then you want to look at maybe like your 10, and you'll get above the 200 on the 10. And then you got to get above like the 200 on the 15. Now you do the 15 twice here. But the real test will be like the 30-minute time frame. And actually, it's funny. That was pretty low too. You got above it, and you're still above it. So as long as you stay above the 30-minute, you're bullish. See, once you lose the 30-minute, that's when you'd say, okay, probably be a good time to begin a short. You know, see, the last time we lost the 30-minute right here, we were in a bear flag. We had regained it. We were all good, kind of like where we are now. We were above the 30-minute. It looked good, but we started to break down. And look, once we kind of lost it, we retested it. Look at that. See what happens when you're below the 30-minute? And you flip it upside down. It's the exact same story as a long and a short. And see, this is how the 200 works. This is what we're going to be talking about in class today. This is like, you know, this is a piece of class, really. This is a piece of the class. You get it every day. Class is just more, you know, organized, and just it's all about you for that moment. It's a lot slower. We don't have 100 more things going on. Like here, I might be live trading. There's so much other stuff. There's super chats. So, you know, it's another one of those days where price action and volume depend too. So like once you have a system, like I have a system I love to trade. Does that mean I trade it every single day? No. If I do trade it every single day, maybe the days that I believe that the price action's nil is a very small trade. All right. I'm not going hard. I'm not like attempting to change the size of my portfolio on that day. You know what I mean? It's just like almost more just a Sometimes I trade just, I'll be honest, at this time in my life, putting on a trade is just sometimes a cool thing to do. Like, I've been in my house, I'm like, I want to see if that plays out. I'll go 100 for 300. I'll go 200 for sit. You know what I mean? But there are days where it's just like, it's not worth it. And why is that? Why don't I trade every day? Because there's different sets of volume on different days. And there's days over time that behave similarly. Like Tuesday behaves similarly over time. Meaning Tuesday is one of the best days to trade, in my humble opinion. You've gotten through Monday. They figured out where they kind of want to go. The direction kind of has been, and then you can kind of trade your bias. Like once you see a bullish bias or a short bias, it tends to trade that direction. It's interesting, right? Good jobs to the fellows who work out and keep pushing. It was easy. Everybody would have done. Thank you so much. God bless you, brother. Yeah. 31 minutes. Sweet climbs into the high risk terror as way. Ooh, yikes. I don't read that stuff, but it's funny. So BTC, to me, if the 30 minute loses that yellow line, you got to start thinking this bear flag is taking over. And you got to see this somewhat as a bear flag. All right, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. So then you got above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour, which is beautifully bullish. I mean, an amazing sign. And now look, you're at the 200 on the 2 hour. So now you got to break above this. I mean, you're very oversold. Stochastics RSI. MACD also shows a lack of bearish momentum. That looks interesting. RSI is kind of where it's been in the middle this whole time. See, we bounced off it right there. See this 1, 2, I'm talking about right there, this area right over there. Over there. Not over here, over there. So, wow. So again, to me, it comes down to the 2 hour time frame. You got to see Bitcoin break back above this to remain bullish. You got to see a crazy short squeeze to the upside. And you can kind of see, like, it almost has to be a violent move up. And then, you'd say in the next, I'd say 24 hours. Because if not, it goes if it goes sideways for 8 hours, I mean, that's a rollover. You see what I mean? It can't just keep going sideways. Like, we can't have 2 hour. So if you have like 10 or 5 2 hour candles in 10 hours from now and you're just sideways, I mean, yeah, maybe. But I just don't see how that doesn't dump. So I feel like in the next 6 to 10 hours, you got to get a bounce here. And again, I'm coming back to and I don't always come back to the 2 hour time frame. But when I teach my students, and I teach a lot of people here too that watch my channel, is every once in a while, there's a time frame that just really matters more than the others. And I tell people, I don't understand why. I don't question these things. I started to learn these. It just like, it'll be a whisper in my mind too. Like it'll be the chart whisper. He'll be like, 2 hour, pay attention. And I'm like, what? What'd you say? Huh? Who's that? Like, every once in a while, it's the 8 hour time frame. I'll be doing it, and all of a sudden that voice comes, and it's like, 8 hour, pay attention. And I'm like, what about the 8 hour? And it's like, it's the 8 hour. You got to double check the 8 hour there. Crypto Lifer Mug all day long. You know how we roll. No jokes over here. So yeah, I'm watching BTC now on the 2 hour time frame today. To me, that's the one. So here it is. The 30 minute can't lose the 200, and the 2 hour got to gain it. And you got to get a pump today. Like, this has to pump. You got to get a move here. This has to be just kind of like a cash grab or something to make people think it's a head and shoulder pattern. This will create a bunch of shorts. They'll all sit up here, and it'll create a huge liquidity grab at 93,000. Now, at that point, we might just get a double top, which is kind of crazy. And then they might roll over. So I'll be waiting for whatever they throw at us, because I've seen it, a lot of it. I'm not going to say I've seen it all. I'm only 42. I haven't seen it all. But I've seen a dang good amount. All right? I seen a gosh dang good amount there, boy. Boys and girls now. I've seen these markets. They toss and turn. They twist and bend all day long. No, but 24/7 in this market is crazy. All right? Nah, 50-minute and 4 hour too. Somebody says the 15-minute. Yeah, well, yeah, you want to see the 50-minute crack that 200 moving average. See how that looks like an Adam and Eve right there? Crazy, right? That looks like an Adam and Eve double bottom to me. That's weird. But hey, it is what it is, right? I spy with my little eye. That tells me a move to 92K is possibly. To me, it does look a little more, I have to be honest, it looks more bearish than bullish. Based on the bigger time frame, like the daily, right? I don't like that daily. That daily, no good. So there's some hopium here on the smaller time frames, but you got to be honest, right? It looks, once you get into the 15-minute, it definitely looks like it's a descending triangle that's about to roll over. Like you kind of can flatten this and say, no, that's just a descender. That thing's about to dump. So it's one of those days where I could see it either way, and there's low volume. So to me, it would be kind of like, so either I'm longing that 3-day chart, and I'm paying the piper if I'm wrong, or maybe you're long on the 3. I'm long on the 3-day with a hedge short. I said that the other day, and I couldn't open up the head short. I just waited, and next thing you know, they ripped it to the upside. So it was almost like, look at the 777. It's almost like something told me to wait, and I did. I had patience. And today's another day of just like kind of, But we'll see. It's crazy. Even though it's been slow, we can kind of feel like there's low volume. There's been good movement. Like, we got this. This has all happened this week on a vacation week, right? We get this massive pump on Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve. And again, it's the strategy. You cross the 200, you're gone. And it was it was a Sammy cup and handy. We did talk about it being a cup and handle. It could have gone either way. I kept the long open. I said, you never know. The 5-minute time frame, and this is what I gave to the group. We saw this on the 5-minute. Before that pump, we had crossed the 200, and we were coming into the 21. Right? And I kind of had this drawn, and I was like, look for the 5-minute. I think it could break out. And within I think I put the post here. Within 10 minutes, the thing was ripping. And I was like, look at that thing gone. Go on, baby, go on. And people think, the money is made. Look, consolidation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 minutes. All right, and then consolidation again. And yeah, you could hold this whole time, and then you can get in here and take this other little move. The point is, my strategy is amazing because it puts me into charts like somewhere around here. Boom. 40 minutes later, I get them, I'm out. And that's the majority of the day. Like, that's the best move of the day right there. And we do this all the time in the channel. It's pretty awesome. And then you can even see, look, there's a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder there. There was a cup and handle here. And it's all about the 200 moving average. This is the same thing I talk about now on that 3-day chart. Like, we're above the 200 on that 5-minute. We were gone. So amazing. So I got to be honest, because of the trend, so I know I'm talking somewhat bullish here, but because of the trend, all right? Because of the trend, I'm a little more bearish than bullish. Like, the bulls got to, today the bulls got to show us something. Look at this. This is interesting. This is a bit of the model here showing right now. But again, it's trading the model on a low volume Saturday is not like trading the model on a Tuesday night, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday. But this tells me we should get a move. This is a trade I would take many times on the 1 minute, a scalp. And it's based on the exact same stuff we were just going over. Thank you so much. Wow, look at all these gifted memberships. That's amazing. BTC Bill, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Wow. That's unbelievable. 20 gifted memberships. Unbelievable. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. So look, we're watching. This is the 1 minute time frame now. Inside what's called an ascending triangle. Touching the 21 above the 200. Low stochastic. Everything about this is the model. All right. This tells me, I back tested this and studied it. It has like I'd say I give it an 85% win rate. Like, this is so beautiful how many times this plays out. Again, you'd have to figure this out for yourself, get an education. I would never just listen to anyone on YouTube. Don't do that. I'm just for entertainment here. But this is like what I do. And look, if I could get that stop below the point of control, but getting above a 200 moving average and a POC, and look, that would be a nice pump back to 91,000. That looks, that's so nice. I'd like to take the trade, even though it is a Saturday morning. But dang, I don't like to trade Saturday mornings. It's just like, it goes against a lot of what I do. It's just like, I can't do that. It's Saturday morning. It's like the worst time to trade. Like if you had a good P&L that week and then you trade Saturday morning, and you give it up. So like if I was up 5-10 racks that week and I traded Saturday morning, I would trade like 100 for 3. You know what I mean? It would just be a fun trade. Just be like, okay, let's see what happens. What people don't realize too is like, you know, $300 10 times is $3,000. I mean, everyone downplays small trades. They want to make $3,000 on the first trade. But it doesn't, you know, in my humble opinion, if you just set your goals at small wins every day, like the guy, I want to hit a home run every single time, and he strikes out and he barely ever gets on base. But the other guy says, I just want to get on to first. I'll think about the home runs later. And he consistently gets on base, and then every once in a while he gets a home run. And next thing you know, that guy is the winner, right? That guy's he's contributing to the team. He's nailing it. But the dude's trying to hit a home run every 5 seconds is struggling, right? And it's very similar to trading. You know, everyone that wants to make it happen overnight is someone who usually struggles very, very hard, right? It's about getting yourself situated for the long run. And that's why discipline is so important. People don't realize that. You're going to, and that's why it hit me one day. I said, I had this epiphany when it came to trading. I said, oh my gosh. You have person A and person B, right? Real quick. And these are just two people. And both of them have a set habit because whatever they do in their minds, they're going to continue to do, right? So if this person has something that they always do, so for a month or two, they always do this thing. For the rest of the year, if January and February, they always do something, it's very likely they're going to do that till the end of that year. So this guy, he takes profits sometimes early, but he sells when he's up. He stacks his profits as much as he can the first 2 months of the year, right? So for the rest of the year, whenever he's up, he's more likely to sell his trades, right? Because that's what he's been doing. This guy likes to hold his trades and see what happens, and he wants to win his whole portfolio overnight, okay? And he does that from January, February to March. The odds that he's going to continue to do that throughout the year are high, right? So who do you want to be? Which person do you want to be for the first 3 months of 2026? No, it's a great question, right? Someone that consistently takes profits because they just understand that it adds up over time, or someone that's always hoping that trade's going to be the one that changes their whole portfolio. I'd rather be person A, personally, you know. Person B might hit a big one day, you never know. He could hit that big trade that you always see, but but then he's going to go for that big. Eventually, getting rewarded for big risk, usually. Because fine, go 5 years doing that. There's going to be one time where someone just decides, okay, I'm up $2 million. I can make another $2 million if I just, you know what I mean? You see it all the time. The guy's like, I'm done. I just lost millions of dollars, 10 years of leverage, of work. And you're just like when you're up $8 million, you don't stash 5 of it. You don't stash 6 of it and start playing with 1 or 2. Like, you know what I mean? Buy yourself some real estate, do something smart with it, pay off, you know what I mean? Whatever you got to do. I don't know, man. People are crazy. So anyway, this looks interesting to me, and it looks like it's setting up for a possible win here. And this is when I know people don't believe me, but the 1 minute can give me guidance. Some people think the 1 minute is noise. When you're a beginning trader, the 1 minute can be noise because you're not sure exactly how to read it. Once you understand price action and you really get into the flow of bigger to smaller, micro to macro, and you've kind of gone through this transition in your mind where you've watched the smaller time frames blend to bigger blend back to smaller, and you've weaved in the movement. The smaller time frames can teach you so much. It's amazing what they can teach you, right? So like this is telling me there's going to be a pump for BTC. My strategy says yes. I don't like the timing. Saturday morning, to me, if my strategy is 85 on a Tuesday, then today it's 65, 70% that it's going to do this, just because the weekend volume is sketchy. It's so low, they could just might bring it back up and then pump it later. You know what I mean? They might just go right into here. So I'm always weary of trading on Saturday morning. It's a sketchy time. Still tells me there's good odds this will play out, though. I still have FOMO a little bit for, or I don't want to say FOMO because it's fear, but I still have a yearning to hit this right now because it's just, I love this signal. I love when I see a flag above the 200, touching the 21, stochastics curving to the upside. That's what I go for. That's my thing. That's it. That's my personal ATM right there. That's it. That thing is beautiful. It looks so pretty right here on weeks. Just sitting here. Look at my $7 win. I love it. Amazing. But it looks so good here on weeks. Come on, baby. Yeah. Oh, it was there. Oh, no, here it is. Sorry. I grabbed the wrong. Look at that thing. Just sitting so pretty. It's like I have it sitting there in case I just want to take a nibble. Just a wee nibble there. There it is. The long would take me to 91,199 with a stop at 95.70. Really, that's close to the bone, huh? Oof. It would be a half to, C1 for 380. See, it would have to be a tiny trade for me, And that's like saying, okay, show me what you got on the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, show me what you got, baby. Show me what you got. Again, I don't like it. That I might go 80, right, for 300. You see? 300 would be amazing. So I'll challenge. See what I'm saying? So like, I'll take a trade, but it's like, and I'm still interested in this because to me, there's still a probability there that I'm yearning for. I'm looking for. And technically, it's supposed to play out based on structure. I've backtested this for years. At the same time, you never know. Let's see what happens. Anyway, I got to jump on out of here. Let me take a look at the Super Chat Easies and see what's happening here with the fan funding. Good morning, Sam. Please review SOLETH. Yep. Join the 99. What a community already engaged. Thank you. That's amazing. Can you check Terra 2.0 with lawsuit December? I might stay away from that just for now. I appreciate your ask. I'll look at it in a second, though. Let's take a look at it. Solana Ethereum here. And then I got to jump on out of here and prepare for class. I'll have 10 minutes to get ready. Okay, Solana Ethereum. Let's take a look at Sol Ethereum. Let me just double check. Sol/ETH. Yeah. It's interesting, like you can see it looks like it could be, it's making its first higher low in a long time. At the same time, it's in an overall downtrend, right? On the daily. Let's take a look at the weekly. Not a lot of information even on Binance, right? Which is not the strongest pair. 5-day chart. So first the thing is bouncing off the 200 moving average, right? It's definitely at a low, but to me, it could roll over too, right? Yeah, like see how it's kind of almost making a right shoulder there? In the 3 days, that's interesting enough. I mean, that doesn't look amazing. Looks like it's going to dump a little more here. And maybe it bottoms out. You'd like to see it possibly make the Adam and Eve and then break back up. But it looks like it's going to go for a little more downside. That's what I see happening there for Sol Ethereum. Doesn't look too strong. Yeah. Out camping with the fam in SoCal, Imperial Valley, buggy time, semi time, play hard, work hard. That's amazing. Hey, man, all you need is just a quick update in the morning and you're going to be ready to go. All right. So look at that. Bitcoin up a little bit now. Let's take a look at that. The trade. Trade's going well. And everyone, if you want to learn how to do this, if you want to jump into the best trading group in the game, go to cryptolifer.com. Take advantage of the amazing Black Friday sales. All right. This entire weekend, all the way to Cyber Monday, we got it hot off the press, baby. Jump on in today. Use those codes to get a better discount The best discount of the year. All right, you owe it to yourself. Why overpay for a Discord that's not going to give you the content you deserve? All right, you deserve someone that's there every single day for a little over $2 a day. Jump on in today. It'll change your life. All right. So may God bless everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Bitcoin getting a bit of a pump here to the upside. And again, the strategy says that this is supposed to break out and go back to 91,000 and flatten the shorts. We'll see. I'll make a quick 300. We'll see what happens. All right. That'll buy breakfast and dinner today. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate it. Black Friday all the way to Cyber Monday, baby. Yep. Everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here and jumping on in. I will see you in class. If you want to jump on into class, email cryptolifers@gmail. Last minutes. You may be able to still hit the link and jump on in. The link is in the description. It will say, tutoring in class. Hit that, and then you can join today's class. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you, and I will see you tonight. All right, it is Saturday. We'll go over Bitcoin again later on and have a blast. I love you all. 8 p.m. Eastern time, so that's when you'll see me. Everyone, thank you so much. I'll check you on the flip side. And be careful. Bitcoin could go either way today. We got to make, in the next hour to 2 hours, we really want to see this 1 minute breakout to 91K. That will kind of fight off the bears for now, and then we can see where we go tonight, where we close on the daily. It'll be so nice if that daily closes green and defies the tweezer top. If that closes red today, I just don't see how the Sunday candle isn't red, So we'll see. I'll see you guys in class. God bless everybody. Thank you so much. The secret to success is getting started. If you jump into class today with me, you're getting started. If you watch today, you're getting started. If you're pushing yourself every day, you've already gotten started. Keep going. But you got to keep the momentum. That's the beginning, is getting started. Then you got to keep the momentum. That's the key. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the flip side.